Xiaohongshu is the unrecognizable makeup for the girls who know. I have been doing Xiaohongshu makeup, which is formerly called Red Note right now. That is an app that everyone went to when TikTok had that ban for a second, and everyone hopped back off once TikTok opened up again. But I still been on it since then, and I love Xiaohongshu makeup because it's so transformative, and I feel like this is makeup. Like, this is not clean girl makeup. This is like makeup that's like super transformative. Like, you can look like someone completely different in an hour, and who wouldn't like that? So I'm gonna be doing a look today. It's gonna be like this very neutral cool tone look, but the emphasis is the eyes. So I want you guys to make sure that if you're doing this look, that you get good contacts, that you get double eyelid tape. Even if you have double eyelids or deep set eye, well, maybe not deep set eyes, but if you have double eyelids or like monolids, get eyelid tape. I literally have like I have two more eyelid tapes left. This is from Amazon, I think. I will try to find a link if I can. I actually don't really like these, so I maybe won't leave a link because these are just plastic. There's like glue on here. They're just plastic. Usually you get the netting ones that almost look like lace, and those are, hello. And those are a bit better. The ones that have lace, because they're more transparent looking, these are just like tape on ones that, whatever. Anyways, I also have contacts. I'll be putting them on at the end of the video because I cannot see that great with them, and I need to see to do my makeup. Hey. So I'm going to prime my skin first. I'm using the Denessa Blurring Balm Powder. I love this primer because it's very oil controlling. There's Upslight in it, and if you guys know anything about Upslight, it's highly absorbent when it comes to oil and moisture, and it is a proprietary ingredient. So not a lot of brands actually carry products with Upslight in it. So this is number 4. It's like slightly tinted, and I use it as a base sometimes, but it's mostly just like a primer. Also, guys, I am figuring out this setup. I'm using my phone to film this, and I have a mic, and I have my laptop as a monitor. It's a lot going on. I barely have any space for makeup, so I'm still trying to figure this out. I really want it to be like fully lit. I feel like there's a lot of like shadowing on my face that I don't really like, but I will get on that as soon as possible. I'm really trying to be on my YouTube grind right now, so if you go... And the thing about this monitor is that it's mirrored, so it's really tripping me out because I'm like, everything is mirrored and it's opposite. Baby, it's opposite day. You're fugly. You're so beautiful, babe. I'm gonna do a little underpainting vibe with this. I wanna place like a light blue lavender color in my T-zone and wherever I wanna highlight. So then when I go and overlay it with a foundation, the areas that I overlay the foundation will be more of a neutral, bright concealer color. I don't have like a mixing brush or anything, so I'm just gonna use my fingers, but I'm gonna grab white, and then I'm gonna do a little bit of blue. That's what it looks like. And I'm gonna place that in the center of my face, like right here. I'm using my fingers because I really want to warm it up. Because with Xiaohongshu makeup, they have a really light base. I don't personally want to make my skin look like a sheet of paper, because I have a white background, so I don't actually want to disappear. But I want that brightness still, because with Xiaohongshu makeup, there is a lot of emphasis with highlight and contouring. This is the Tier Mass Fit Red Cushion. This is 27C, so if you feel like you're my shade and a little bit more tan. Also, a little life update for you guys. I got a part-time job. I was unemployed for like 6 months. I was working with a makeup brand as a freelance artist. If you guys work at like Sephora's and Ulta's, you know that there's vendors that come in, and I was a vendor for a brand. I'm not gonna say what brand because I don't know if they're gonna be like, go take this down. But it was a brand that was very popular at a time, and then it kind of went under because they like fell off trends, and it was so hard to sell anything. And guys, I'm not a bad seller. Like, I make my numbers whenever I have to sell, but this brand was just not selling, and it was like they were getting pissed at me that I could not make a goal in one day when I was only scheduled one day a month. So make the goal, but you're only scheduled one day a month, and your goal is $1,500, $2,000. Now for powder, one of my favorite pink powders is the Ben Nye Rose Luxury setting powder. This is like the perfect amount of pink. It's not like those setting powders that just come off too pink on the skin. Okay, so this brand, Daseek, I think it's a Korean brand. They sent me eyeshadows, cheek palettes, and then also glitters, liquid glitters. These are gorgeous. The shadows on their palettes are super buttery and they're not super opaque, which I like because the softness of it gives it a nice glide, and so you really have time to layer it without it being too intimidating for new makeup wearers. So I'm gonna go in with like a taupey shade. This one in the middle works. This one in the middle works. You can use any taupey shade. You can even use a contour. That works as well. We're basically just going to contour the eyelids. I'm not going to do anything crazy when it comes to like doing cut creases. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm going to go in with a darker cool tone. I'm going to go with, I don't think it looks that cool on camera, but in person it does. This color right here. And I'm just going to extend my crease. So you'll see what I'm talking about. It's almost like a fake cut crease in a way. So I just look straight, and then I'm going to start for where that crease is. I'm gonna pull it out. Also, I had to turn a fan on because it was getting really hot in here. I need a little bit more darker color, so I'm using this Bare Necessities palette by ColourPop, and I'm gonna add more shadows. So I'm gonna go into a color like this. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a very cool tone dark brown, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more depth to the crease. Hey! Bitch. Like that. So that doesn't look that great. Honestly, I might just stop here and then call it quits and then just stop the video. No, I'm just going to do this wing and then I'm going to stop touching the eyes because I don't feel like it's this difficult. Okay, I think I might stop there just because, ooh, it's looking really messy. Okay. Okay, to start off the lashes, I'm going to tightline. If you guys don't know what tightlining means, it's just going in on your top waterline and then stamping it in with like an eyeshadow or something dark, and that just gives the illusion of having more thicker lashes. I'm gonna curl my lashes now. I'm gonna give it a really good curl because I'm only using my natural lashes as a base. I'm not really using a full strip lash. So I'm gonna do this, get the inner corners, and then make my way out and curl like that. And I feel like my natural lashes are kind of long, so if you have shorter lashes, maybe use so if you have shorter lashes, kind of sucks. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave my lashes like this for a second, and then I'm gonna go into my lower lashes, my lower lash line with the eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go in with that like same, like I'm gonna go in with that same cool tone brown color and then create a lower lash. So first what I do is, what do I do? I'm gonna tap a lot of that off. I'm gonna go in and create like an aegyosal. If you guys don't know what that is, it's just like a fat bag under your eyes. So what I do is squint a little bit, then I'll go in right here. And I don't like to make it too low because if you make it too low, then it kind of drags your face down. If you do have like a long mid face, which is this area, I would say go lower with your aegyosal because it makes your mid face look a little bit smaller. Now, with the same color, with just a little bit more product, I'm gonna go right here. So they're like, people are texting my phone right now. They're really pissing me off. I'm gonna bring it right back in to the inner corners. Like that. So you kind of create a opening at this outer corner of your lower lash. Oh my god, stop texting me! Fuck! Now I'm gonna take the same color with a more detailed dome brush, and then I'm gonna go into the inner corner and kind of make it look more deeper. And what I mean by who keeps texting? It doesn't show me on my screen, but it's pissing me off. Oh, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna go right. Hopefully I don't get interrupted again. I'm gonna go right into this. Oh, what the fuck? Can you guys hear that? I hope you guys can't hear that. I'm gonna go right into this inner corner right here. And I'm basically just deepening up this socket area. So that when I add the highlight, it'll look more realistic. So it makes this area look a little bit more deeper. This group chat is pissing me the fuck off. I hate group chats. Fuck group chats. Fuck it. Okay, to highlight the eyes, I'm going to use like a flat detail brush, almost like a concealer brush. This is the Floret Esther Bunny powder highlight in 02. It's the lavender one. I love this thing. I'm gonna take a lot of that. So I like to go in my inner corner first. I'll kind of go around this, but I usually do this part first because I don't have to worry about getting rid of the shadow. And then I'll bring it all the way down. I'm actually going to take a more fluffier brush for this. And I'll take it right under the eyes like this. This is just so I can get a good idea of what it's going to look like, but I am going to go back in with more highlight later on after I place all my blush and contour down. But I just want to see what it looks like with the highlight, just so I don't give up. I'm also going to take it at the ellos as well, so I'm going to squint a little bit, and then place it right here. It should look like that. So see how that like brought out the eyes a lot? Once the contacts get on, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to look insane. And then once the lower lashes too. Okay, so I'm going to put a pause on that for a second. I'm going to get into like the face stuff, and then I'll go into brows and then everything else. I'm going to go into the Too Cool for School art class contour. This is in the medium one, I think. It's the darkest one they have, obviously, because I'm not pale. Take this and just contour the sides of my face. And I'm going to bring it down all the way to this jawline area because I want to give my face like a V shape. This is like a very subtle contour too, so it's not going to look like gray. I'm going to go in with a smaller eyeshadow brush and then start my nose contour. I'm going to take it on the sides and go into this V shape here. I do have like a very crooked nose. I don't know if you can tell. It kind of goes, which way does it go again? It kind of goes this way right here. Well, fuck. I don't know if you can tell, but I have like a kind of crooked nose, so it goes down and then it kind of goes out that way. What I do to offset it somewhat is just add more contour on one side, so I'll usually add more on this side. So I'm gonna go into eyeshadows again. I like to use eyeshadows as contour because it honestly gives me the best look. I'm gonna go into this one right here. Then right here. Looks kind of crazy, but I will blend it out. And then with the nose contour, I'm gonna kind of curve it down this way. On this side as well. This just gives it an illusion of more structured nose. I see them do this like crescent shape, and I try doing it, and sometimes it looks crazy, sometimes it looks good. So that's what it looks like. And then I'm gonna go in with two blushes. First is gonna be MAC True Harmony Glow Play blush. I love this blush so much, and this is the Bdellium Golden Triangle. I load this shit up. This blush is so blurring, especially when you load it on. This is like a pretty light shade compared to my skin. Honestly, it's like the same tone as my skin, but when you layer this up a lot, it has like this smoothing putty effect that looks really pretty. I want to place this right here. I'm in love with beige blushes. Like, look how pretty this looks. And then once I add the highlight, oh my god, once I add the matte highlight, it just looks insane. And then I'm telling you guys, the contacts does it every time. And then I'm gonna go in with a powder blush. This is Beauty Creations Timid Baby. It's like this muted peach. This is smaller brush. This is the setting brush by Real Techniques, the 402 one, in this area. Now more highlighting. I'm taking the same Floret powder. I'm going in, guys. So I'm gonna take that flat Makeup by Ariel brush, add it in these areas. So right under the eye. And then the nose highlight is super important. I'm gonna go very bright with it. So do one on the tip, like that. Oof. I'm gonna go one right here. I'm gonna make this as bright as possible just so it makes this area look more flat. I feel like for feminizing makeup, if anything, having this area highlighted does a lot because it makes the brow bone look less sunken in. I'm gonna hit the chin as well because I'm trying to get that Natalie Nunn. Like, I will say this is not like something I would do in real life. Like, I don't go anywhere looking like this because it does look insane in person. Like, you look like a gyaru, and that's not bad, but it's like, I don't think that's the look you want to go for. For brows, I'm actually just gonna brush them down. This is the Got2b brow gel. It's what I'm gonna do because I'm seeing a lot of references and they have more like beige lips. Hey! Fucking dog. So in the reference photos, they have more like beige lips. So I'm gonna go in with more foundation. I have to wash this puff after. That looks really crazy. And then I'm gonna go in with this gloss. This is Milky Gloss in Salted Caramel Shake. There's a little bit of pink to it. I might have to cool it down a little. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the same MAC blush. This is True Harmony. I'm gonna see if this is cool enough to like bring it back down. We'll get back to the lips. We'll get back to the lips. I'm gonna go back into brows. I'll show you how I use this Lift and Snap brow pen. You have to like rim it around the edge because sometimes the ink doesn't come out, and you also have to make sure your brows are matte. If they're not matte, you won't get good color payoff. I'm gonna come up a little bit closer, and I start from this outer portion and just kind of make downward strokes on where I brush them. And then I'll bring them out this way. And then also go a little bit straight with the flicking. And that's how I extend my brows. I also go in here as well. And then I'll create flicks. I'll flick them out a little bit like that. Flick them back in. And I'll just blend it out with my finger. I'm going to take the same brow pen and I'm just going to define my lash line. Just so there's something for the lashes to sit on, I'm also going to go into the inner corner and then deepen this up and sharpen it. For lower lashes, I don't know if I should put lower lashes on. I really don't want to put lashes on, but I have to commit. I'm just going to go in with mascara and then try to like clump them as best as I can. I'm going to take the tip and just run it. I have the mascara face right now. Okay, I'm going to go back in and clump them with a pointed tweezer. These actually... I'm gonna fucking poke my eye out. I'm just gonna use my finger. I'm not being too neat with it. The contacts, I'm telling you, the contacts will do everything. It'll do the most of the work. So I'm just going to make it kind of messy. As long as you can see the spikes, that is okay with me. I'm not really caring too much at this point. So I have the contacts. This is Unicos Eye. I think that's the brand name. This is Casablanca Green. So if you guys are looking for like a really, really nice glowy contact that looks very striking, but not like zombie-like, it's these ones. It has a limbo ring, so it gives it a little bit more detail. I'm gonna put them on now. If you guys are new to contacts, I would recommend practicing before you put your makeup on because you don't want to put your makeup on and then have your eyes running. So I'm gonna try to do it. Oh, fuck, I really cannot do it without a mirror. This is the right side. I look to the side like this. I look to the side and then I just pop them in like that. And I'm telling you, the contacts make a huge difference. This literally looks so cartoonish. And you can see that there's a glow, so you can shift that. These contacts are thicker than Olens, so they kind of stays in place once you place them in the specific spot. So if I wanted to shift them, I would literally just pull them down like this. And if I wanted the glow to be on the bottom, then it looks a little bit more realistic like this. This is Daiseek Star Jewel Liquid Glitter. I don't know what shade it is exactly. Don't mind the background noise. It's my parents. They're loud. But I'm gonna go right in under the eyes. Right here. Just so when I squint, it picks up. Like that. I'm also gonna go right here as well. What I like about these glitters is that they don't mess your eyeshadow up. So there's a lot of glitters out there that will lift your eyeshadow. These don't do that. Also gonna do some on the tip of my nose. That speck on the eyelid tape is really bugging me. I don't know if you can see it. I'm also gonna do some right here. You can kind of see it when I look straight, that there's like a slight twinkle. That is just so pretty. Okay, so for highlight, I'm gonna take this L'Oreal Lumi Light Glass in the shade Glassy Pink Ballet. Just with my finger, I want to add a little bit of glow to the skin. Do it right here. That, just to give it like a wet looking glow. This is tea. This is the look. Let me know if you guys like it. If you got fuck. Okay, so this is the look. Don't mind the background noise. My mom is drying her hair right outside of my door. Thank you. This is the look. If you guys learned anything, let me know. Also, if you guys like this douyin type of style, I might stick with it. It's just my favorite. It just looks so good and it flatters my facial features. But if you guys want more glam, let me know. But something in the comments. Put something in the comments, please. But yeah, I think it's super pretty. Don't mind that little black speck on my eyelid.